Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to hear an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy, I believe he's in his 30s. He is a military veteran. Now he works in IT. And he shares his story how recently he broke up with his girlfriend after like a year. A year that was not one to remember in a good way. How you're going to see this girl, pretty much from the get-go, was using him for everything it's worth. And all his bros, and even her family, in the end, was telling him to get rid of her. And yet, I think this guy with the hero complex, kind of like the stereotypical military hero complex, just wouldn't let her go because obviously her BS sob stories like that. And I have an excellent one to go over here, guys. Through his mistakes, you can see that there are women out there that have no problem taking advantage of and using a guy. They'll dangle things in front of them, the carrot, if you will, the carrot of you-know-what, to keep them roped in, and they never get that carrot. And even, especially, the important thing is, if all your bros, people that care about you, are telling you that a girl's trouble, listen to them. That's the two things to take away from this story. Trust your bros, and also the fact that there are women out there that will use guys. So hopefully, at the end of the story, when he gets a lot of smacks from me, and you guys out there in the comment section, reality will set in. And I think it really has at one point, but I'm still going to reinforce it. And my goal here is to use this guy's story to help other guys not to make the same mistake. And as I go through this, you guys have been watching this a while, and just you wait, you will be able to see exactly where the problems are as he's telling it in real time. So it starts off, says here, Dear SSM, I want to start off by saying how valuable your content has been to me over the past couple years. I've been listening to you since about 2022. Well, brother, I appreciate you watching me, and I appreciate you saying so. But if you've been watching me since 2022, how on earth did you do the things that you're going to tell me that you did? I don't get it. But then again, when a pretty girl comes in the picture, all sense goes right out the door for your typical guy. While yes, I was very aware that I should have avoided the situation to begin with, it was certainly a learning experience for me. I'm a military veteran who has now gone guard after 10 years of active service while working in the IT world on the civilian side. I made a lot of bonehead mistakes this past year, and while I'm ashamed of it, it is a good lesson to always trust your first instincts and always trust your friends. Okay, man, I'm glad you're acknowledging that now, and I guarantee you'll be tested in the future, so just you wait. The story is about a girl I met, let us call her Anne, and how mental manipulation wrapped in a pretty face can get the better of you. Well, it certainly can, especially if that pretty face is also attached to a great rack or a great ass. That will rope us guys in like the tractor beam. I met her at a gathering through a mutual friend. Right away, I felt like there was no point in trying anything. She seemed way out of my league. Not only this, but it had been several years since I had been in a proper relationship. Well, don't ever think that. If you want something, go for it. I don't want to hear this out of my league crap. You were a military guy. You were trained to KILL. Women like military guys. So you go for it. Unfortunately, this was the wrong one. But my buddies kept pushing me to go talk to her, so eventually I decided to give it a shot and asked her for her messenger. To my surprise, she actually seemed interested. We started hanging out regularly, and before long, she invited me to her parents' home for Thanksgiving, and that's when we made the relationship official. Well, I wouldn't have done anything like that type of family stuff until it was official, but it is what it is. Now listen to this. Here we go with the BS. She didn't have a car, so I was always the one driving out to see her, spending whole days in her area. Smack! What's the problem there? He's always going to her. She doesn't have to do anything. Guys, at the very least, 2/3 of the time, if not 3/4, she should be going to you, chasing you. If you're always going to her, who has the power? Who has the leverage? And she knows, oh, this fool keeps coming to me. Watch this. For the first months, things felt promising. But eventually, I started wondering when we were going to be intimate. I eased into the subject, joking at first, then became more straightforward. Are you telling me that it's been months now, and you still haven't gotten any, and you're getting in the car and spending your money on gas and wear and tear in your vehicle, and your time and mileage, and you haven't gotten any yet, like not even a BJ, smack. What does this tell her? He's a nice guy. I can jerk him around. See? This is why you have her invest in the relationship to come to you. That is when she opened up about past trauma, how it made affection difficult for her, and how she needed more time before any intimacy could occur. I figured, okay, I'll give it a month and see where things go. Smack! That's what she wanted, and we're not surprised, because she knows you'll keep coming back for more. Military guy, the hero complex. Now perhaps she does have past trauma. Okay, that can happen, that's unfortunate. Then she needs to work on that. Therapy, whatever. Meanwhile, okay, you work on yourself, and when you're okay down the road, give me a call. I do wish you the best. That should have been your response. In a kind way, even though we know it's a bunch of crap. And that's that, and move on. Instead, you're buying into this. Because we can all joke around in the back of our minds that behind the scenes, I'm sure she has no problem with Chad and Tyrone. And oh yeah, if she really liked this guy, she'd be going to see him. Even if she had to bounce on a pogo stick to go see him, she'd find a way to get to him. Oh, we're just getting started. Well, during this time, a friend of mine urged me to break up with her on the spot and told me, dude, a woman knows in 10 minutes if she's going to sleep with you. I brushed it off as a joke. I wanted to be patient. And honestly, we were compatible and had fun together, plus I really liked her family. You should have listened to your bro. But I'm going to correct your bro when I say that a woman knows within about 10 seconds, at best, if she wants to sleep with a guy. A woman also knows in 10 seconds if a guy's a nice guy who they can jerk around with. Take a wild guess what she thought here. You know how much time you would have saved in your life if you would listen to your bro? You guys were friends, and you liked your family. That's it. Well, her dad was no nonsense. He was a hard-working, red-blood American with endless stories, and we bonded over guns and cooking. Her mom was warm and spiritual, a good Christian woman. She was our biggest supporter, who checked in often and generally rooted for us. For a while, being around them made the relationship feel worth it. Like this was what it felt like to be a functioning family. Well, what does it say if mom is constantly checking in to make sure everything's going okay and rooting for you? Probably because the daughter has a history of being with the wrong guys, hence the so-called trauma. Do you want to be with the damaged girl? The girl that is picking the nice guy for a while, but meanwhile she has fun with the bad boys? And oh, by the way, I'll say what everybody's thinking here. It's likelihood if she ain't getting it from you, she's getting it someplace else. Then it happened. She sent the first message asking for help. Asking for, wait for it, money. My stomach dropped because similar money-related situation had destroyed my last relationship. Smack! So you're that guy. You have a history of being the nice guy in relationships, the pushover, who women take advantage of. And you've given money to other girlfriends in the past, and clearly never got it back. So why are you about to do the same thing again? And by the way, you've been watching me for 3 years, man. You know darn well not to do this. But again, pretty face, attached to nice boobs, nice ass, like the carrot in front of you dangling that pussy. Well, after some thought, I caved. It was small, and she did pay it back, and I told myself it wasn't a big deal. Smack! That was a test. To build your confidence. She borrowed $100. She paid you back $100. Next time she asks you for $1,000, and you ain't getting that back. Unfortunately, what would follow was a trend in the rest of our relationship of typical, a once-a-week plea for help that would not get paid back. What'd I tell you? That didn't bother me as much as it should have, because meanwhile, I finally landed a 6-figure job that I've been working towards. I poured myself into the job, still seeing Ann on weekends, still going along with the routine. You mean her routine. And it shouldn't matter if you got a 6-figure job, or a 7-figure job, or a fucking 8-figure job. I don't care. Don't loan her money. You ain't getting it back. And by the way, during all this, I don't hear anything about getting any. Nope. You're her friend. You're her banker, except you're not getting paid. Due to my complacency, months passed in this loveless, sexless relationship that made me resent her. Well, she probably resented you. None of my friends approved of her, some of which were actively trying to hook me up with somebody else, but I stubbornly waved everything off and everyone off and continued on the crazy train. Smack! So you were that guy. You're that guy we all smack. The nice guy, the thick-headed guy who knows better. Doesn't want to listen to anybody. And you've been watching me for years. This is why I say when guys write in asking for help from their friends, I ultimately say your piece and let them fail. Because they're so thick-headed, they don't want to hear anything different. This is why I smack guys, literally right here, because you have to smack sense into them because we're so pig-headed. Next time, listen to your bros. Mind you, at this point, even our biggest supporter, her mother, was gently pushing me to end things with her. Any affection Anne had for me had completely evaporated. What, like you were getting a peck on the cheek before, now you're not getting that? Her mom's telling you to break up with a daughter. They know you're a good guy. They don't want you hurt. Anne barely acknowledged my birthday when the time came around, and we had seen her become increasingly selfish. I'll never forget what my best friend told me a few days before I left for the wedding, saying I would not be surprised if 8 months had passed and she had not done a single thing for you. Your buddy's right. Now, the wedding came around, this is for her sister, and it was miserable. You see, in the prior months, the sister's plans had fallen through to where everything had to be done by family, from catering to officiating, and there was also a baby shower the following week. Baby shower, so sister's pregnant and getting married. This is a shotgun wedding. Needless to say, it was a lot of work that needed to be done in a very short period of time, and I stepped up to help out as much as I could. Anne used her anxiety as an excuse to be rude, to withdraw, to sit alone reading a book in the middle of a family chaos. Everybody noticed, everybody was fed up with her. And yet, everybody allows her to get away with her shit. She's a spoiled asshole. I'm guessing very much above average looks, and I guarantee you that she's probably doing anything to the guy that treats her like crap, that puts her in her place. Guaranteed. By the end of the week, I knew what needed to be done, but I still had a soft spot for her. I loved her, and part of me hoped she did too, that she would step up and make things right. Smack! Dude, what the fuck? You can't love, she's not lovable. I think, obviously, you have probably some issues in your family. Hence, that's why you were drawn into her family so much, because maybe you didn't get that when you were younger. You didn't get the love you wanted or needed as a kid, and you're trying to get in her. And maybe you're used to maybe a mom that didn't give you the affection. I don't know, and therefore, it's the constant trying to impress her. I'm not a shrink, but I notice patterns here. God's sake, you need to work on you and dig down deep why you get involved in relationships like this. Otherwise, you'll keep doing it. After the wedding, I quietly started pulling away. I returned her things, had an honest talk with her about what needed to change, and told her I couldn't keep bailing her out financially. We still saw each other, but it felt more like inertia than love. And during this time, she did eventually give me a birthday gift, a painting. Oh, great, a painting. Whoopee. How about some freaking ass? Although, sleeping with her would be a bad idea because she'd probably get pregnant and, you know. After several weeks, out of nowhere, she calls me up on the phone while I'm at work with exciting news. She tells me she has an opportunity in another state to go to college for a program in, wait for it, basket weaving. And that when she's all done, she might come back. Everybody knew it was BS, but saw the problem immediately. Where does this news leave us? Really? Basket weaving? That's what she's doing? She couldn't come up with something better than that? No, she's going off on a trip with Chatter Tyrone, the guy she's been sleeping with all along. Guaranteed. That's what it's all about. Her father pulled me aside during our next visit and said, "Go with your gut. Stop letting yourself be led on. If she doesn't know what she wants, it's time to end it." Okay, now her dad is telling you. So I told her, figure out what you want. Until then, we're on a break. Thank you. You should have said we're done, period, you lying bitch, but fine. Well, 3 weeks passed by and silence. So I ended it with her. And at that moment in time, it felt freeing, like my first breakup that didn't explode into drama. Well, it's about time. Now we're about to see, guys, and find out what's been going on behind the scenes. Well, unfortunately, that time the truth surfaced. Within a week of our breakup, she had already gotten together with somebody else, her coworker. Within 1 month, she posted pictures of him on her social media, something that she did not previously do with me. Not only this, but she claimed publicly that they were already intimate. Welcome to the guy that's been banging her the whole time. I wouldn't be surprised if she was giving him your money. He was probably couldn't make a payment or this or got in trouble, money for his pot or something like that. She's giving him your money. See? And I guarantee you, he probably did everything the exact opposite of you. I'm sorry it happened to you, but dude, everybody was telling you. And you watched me for 3 years. You had to learn the hard way. Well, this hit me like a brick, not just because she was with somebody else, but because she was indeed leading me on this entire time. The affection issues, the boundaries, the excuses, they didn't exist the second she found somebody else. And the fact arose, I never meant anything to her at all. Yeah, man, that sucks. But as I said, there are women that will use guys and don't care. And because obviously she didn't respect you, I bet she was so disgusted by your nice guy behavior, by all the bullshit she was pulling, and she knew she was pulling bullshit, that she felt obligated to punish you in some way. I can be thankful that everybody else saw her for what she was early on. Everybody was on my side, and I didn't lose as much money on this girl as I was when I was younger. That's your silver lining. Final thoughts here. Sometimes the person you're bending over backwards for is the same person who never planned to meet you halfway. And if you don't trust your gut early on, you'll eventually pay for what it is, whether in money, time, or pieces of your self-worth. The end. Smack! Bro. Okay. I respect that you sent this story because you knew how to react, and God help you how the brothers in the comment section are going to react. So this is what you need to understand. Again, listen to your bros. If everybody cares about you is telling you the same thing, listen to them. If your girl's parents are telling you to get rid of her, listen to them. And for God's sake, you've been watching me for 3 years and you're still doing this dumbass shit. My God. You need to watch me easily 1 or 2 videos a day, regularly. Sometimes even a marathon, 5 or 6 a day. You need to dig down deep, even professional help if you will, why you get involved, obviously, with women like this. To be that pleaser, that doormat. I'm convinced there's some family issues, childhood issues, I mean, it seems like the go-to thing. Everybody goes to therapy here in the United States or in the West. Well, sometimes it's warranted. And you got to dig deep, because otherwise you're going to get right back. If you don't figure out the root cause of why you do this stuff over and over again, I assure you there'll be another and down the road. Guaranteed. I mean, a whole freaking year or whatever it was you dedicated to her, and you got nothing. It was a one-sided relationship. Whole time. Women do not respect weak men. And you were weak the whole time. A total pushover. But the only thing you did right is you had the balls to approach her early on when your buddies were encouraging you and ask her out. That's about it. And of course, you finally ending it with her. But this is the whole point. They use guys, many do, and trust your bros. End of story. And of course, all the other lessons like don't give women money because you're not going to get it back. They'll say they paid you back some other way. But as I said, guys, some guys have to learn the hard way. So I recommend you do all those things. And again, work on yourself, hit the gym, exercise, hang out with your bros. I think you need to get all your buddies lined up and everybody takes a chance smacking you to knock some sense into you. I mean, many guys just have to suffer until they wake up to reality. So if you can take this bad experience and me giving you shit here on YouTube and all the other guys here, if that's what it takes for you to wake up truly and change, then it's worth it. That will be the silver lining. But if you do this again, nobody's going to feel bad for you. It's your life. Do what you want. And I got to say this, no offense, because I do respect all you guys in the service. There is a stereotype about guys in the military that hero complex, and they fall for these bimbos. Don't do it. So, good luck to you, brother. I know you got it in you, and I really hope that you can improve. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let him know what you think. He's got to hear it. Be blunt. Be honest, guys. The only way you're going to help him is being honest. And if you guys got a great story you want to share, or a question you want to ask me, or a good article for me to cover and roast, send it my way, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.